Winter can be a great time to catch up on some of those yard and garden projects that are so hard to keep up with in the spring and summer. In the spring and summer, we've got planting to do. There's a lot of maintenance, constant mowing, weed whacking, and upkeep that needs to be done. But in the winter, you're not competing with all of those things. So if you have things like I have here, this stone wall that's grown up with quite a bit of brush, this is a great time to do it. I don't have snow cover yet. If I did have snow cover, light snow cover, I could still get to these and cut some of these down. All that extra summer vegetation and greenery, I mean, you can barely even see this wall in the summer. It's really hard to get into these things. We have a lot of vines and sumacs and different things that grow up. So the winter is a much better time for me to be able to get to that and do it. The brush itself is more accessible and I simply have more time. Some of the other things that I'll be looking to do this winter, I have this field of elderberry plantings out here, and you know, it looks like a mess now because it is, but now that these grasses and these other weeds have died back, I can take my time over the course of the winter and spread mulch around along these, and then it will smother these, and this will be all set come spring. And I also won't be competing with living grasses trying to come up through that at the same time. So, you know, there's no harm in doing this now, even fertilizing or spreading some compost or top dressing with some amendments. These plants have gone dormant now, so I'm not afraid of doing that at this time. I wouldn't spread fertilizer and amendments before they go dormant because I don't want to rejuvenate that growth that then would get killed in the winter and could be problematic for the plant. But other than that, a lot of these things like cleanup, brush cleaning, mulching with wood chip, you know, are great things to do this time of year. In the summer, it's hard to get to some of the inner stalks of these things, so that's why a lot of this comes up. And it's hard to weed whack around them because it's difficult to do that without killing the bushes. So all good things that can get done, can get you ahead, and can have your place looking great before spring even ever gets here. I don't know about you, but I live in the Northeast in the US, but you know, this is an area that typically had very snowy winters, but not so much anymore. That tends to come more a little later, and it tends to melt quickly when it does get here. You know, come February, March, we might get some good storms, maybe sooner than that. Doesn't look like it in the forecast, but you know, could happen. And then, you know, maybe it will stay. But in the meantime, until that happens, I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to get some of this mulch and chip spread out, and I'm going to really hit hard these bushes. You know, these sumacs are really only a couple years of growth, and this is how quickly they can overtake an area. And as much as I try and set that goal during the summer, it's hard to happen. I do have this little, just to mention here, this little DeWalt 12-inch chainsaw. It runs on a rechargeable battery. That's been a great little thing for me. And I can say, you know, it's very lightweight, very easy to use. Obviously, you want to take some safety precautions and learn how to use it and not hurt yourself. But I am a person who honestly is a little bit afraid of power tools, and I'm not afraid of this. So this makes some pretty short work of it, but you could also come out here with hand nippers and pruners, whatever you want. It's a nice way to get outside, get a little bit of fresh air. It's not like I have to spend the whole day doing it. I can chip away at this a little bit at a time throughout the winter. And again, you know, just set yourself up well for spring and you'll be happy you got ahead.